Hello and good day. Welcome back to our class. This is teacher Onin and our topic for today is theorems on arcs and angles for grade 10 quarter 2. Alright, so let's dig into the measure of arcs and angles. So the degree of measure of a minor arc is equal to the measure of the central angle which intercepts it. So let's consider the figure on the left side. So the measure of arc AC is equal to measure of angle ABC. So this is the arc AC. So if the measure of arc AC is 90 degrees, then the measure of angle ABC is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, so let's move on to the measures of arcs and angles. So this time, the degree measure of a major arc is equal to 360 degrees minus the measure of the minor arc or central angle. So let's consider the illustration on the left side. So if the measure of arc ACD is equal to 360 degrees minus the measure of angle ABC, so take note that the measure of angle ABC is 90 degrees, for example. Then what is the measure of angle or arc ACD? So we can have here 360 degrees minus the measure of angle ABC. To substitute the value of angle ABC, so we have the measure of arc ACD is equal to 270 degrees. Also, take note that the semicircle is always equal to half the circle circumference. And take note that the circumference is the same as 360 degrees. So let's consider problem number 3. So we have here, if we want to find out the measure of arc ABC, so this is equal to 1 half of 360 degrees. So again, so this is equal to 180 degrees. Note that the circumference is equal to 360 degrees. This time, let's move on to arc addition postulate. So it states that the measure of the arc formed by the two adjacent arcs is the sum of the measures of the two arcs. So let's consider our example number 4. So if arc CD is equal to 89 degrees, as well as arc DA is equal to 110 degrees, then if we would like to find the measure of arc CDA, so we simply add 89 degrees plus 110 degrees. So we come up with arc CDA is equal to 199 degrees. Meanwhile, if we are talking about the sum of the measure of the central angle, it means that the sum of the measures of the central angles of a circle with no common interior points is 360 degrees. If we will look on our illustration on the left side, so we have angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. So we can say that the measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 2 plus measure of angle 3 is equal to 360 degrees. On our next example, number 6, so find the measure of angle DEI. So this is the illustration. So we have circle E, then we have here, guys. So to find the measure of angle DEI, it means that we will find the measure of angle DEI plus the measure of angle IEM. So this is IEM plus the measure of angle DEM is equal to 360 degrees because the entire revolution in a circle is equal to 360 degrees. Then substitute the values of 35 degrees and 205 degrees. So the sum of this is equal to 240 degrees plus the measure of angle DEI. However, if I want to find the measure of angle DEI, I'll subtract both sides of the equation by 240. So therefore, the measure of angle DEI is equal to 120 degrees. Meanwhile, if we are talking about the congruent circles, so these are the circles are congruent. if the radii are congruent. So let's look on our example number 7. So here, BC is the radius of circle B, while NM is the radii or radius of circle N. So we can say that if BC is congruent to NN, then circle B is congruent to circle N. Another example is here, if MP is 3 centimeters in circle M, while XY is also 3 centimeters in circle X, we can say that if MP is congruent to XY, then circle M is congruent to circle X. Now, let's move on to the congruent arcs. In a circle or congruent circles, congruent arcs have congruent measures. So let's consider our example number 9. In circle B, angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Then, we can say that arc EC is congruent to arc CA. On our example number 10, we can say that if circle B is congruent to circle F, then EC is congruent to HG. Or we can say that arc EC is congruent to HG. Why? Because, okay, arc EC is equal to 30 degrees, which is the same also with arc HG. At the same time, also, we can say that arc CA is congruent to HG. So that ends our discussion on this topic. Hopefully that you learned something. Again, this is teacher Onin de Guzman. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel so that you will be notified about my new videos. Thank you.